Hello everyone! In this lesson, Measuring Security, you will learn the meaning behind words secure and broken in cryptography. This lesson will cover practical security, definition of security level, brute force, and hardness of break-in security. The usability of modern cryptographic systems is based on the efficiency of algorithms for legitimate user and the impracticability of breaking them for malicious parties. As said before, each cryptographic algorithm is designed to provide certain security services, like confidentiality, authentication, etc., and some algorithms do it better than others. But how can one estimate or measure the security an algorithms provide to its users? Security models seek to formalize the idea of what is secure. Studying different ways to break through cryptographic protocols, cryptanalysis, is an essential and integral part of cryptography. This field of questioning and verifying the security of existing algorithms is actively researched by hundreds of scientists worldwide in private and state institutions. There are several different models for evaluating the security of cryptographic protocols. One of the practical security metrics is computational security. It is based on the assumption that the adversary in reality does not have infinite computing resources at hand, but is bounded by the technology of the time and the foreseeable future. A cryptosystem is said to be computationally secure if the expected amount of computation required to break it using the best known methods exceeds the computational resources available. Different cryptographic algorithms have different definitions of what is meant by break, respecting to the security services they tend to provide. For example, an encryption scheme is said to have been broken if an algorithm exists for an attacker to recover fully or partially the secret key or the plaintext message in a reasonable time. If an attacker is able to do so systematically for any key, then the encryption scheme is considered to be completely broken. On the other hand, if it is provably hard for an attacker to recover the plaintext or to gain partial information about the plaintext or the key, or any other potentially useful information about the conversation, the system is considered practically secure. Cryptographic systems might be cryptanalyzed and broken by exhaustive key trial or exploitation of system weaknesses, often to select a smaller set of possible keys to try. An attack by exhaustive search over all possible keys until the correct one is found is generally referred to as brute force attack. It is the ultimate goal of a designer of a crypto system that there will be no weaknesses to exploit and no approach better than brute force to break it. The security level or security claim, security strengths of a cryptographic algorithm is the difficulty the adversary is expected to face trying to break it. It is common practice to measure claimed security in bits. The algorithm is said to provide n bits of security if it will take 2 to the power of n tries for an adversary to break it. For example, the cipher recommended for US government information systems, IES, provides 256 bits of security strengths, equal to its key size. The number of all possible IES keys is 80 digits long. On average, an adversary would have to try half of those before guessing the correct value of the key. The world's fastest supercomputer, as of currently, has a speed of 400 quadrillion floating points operation per second. Standard AES decryption requires around 2,000 operations. Thus, the number of keys it could check per second would be 200 trillion. Which would take the adversary who is lucky enough to lay his hands on this computer this much work. And just to truly imagine this number, compare it to the age of the universe. As a result, adversaries often resort to exploit potential weaknesses unrelated to the key, such as imperfections in the software implementation of the algorithm or even careless users. Sometimes, such vulnerabilities drastically decrease the difficulty of an attack. For example, the Enigma machine was cryptanalyzed by exploiting a weakness in the design and operation. You'll see various other examples later in this course. If there are methods for recovering the key or the plaintext message faster than brute force for a given algorithm, then the algorithm is said to provide security strengths equal to the difficulty of the best known attack. Fundamentally, cryptography aims to provide you with a safe that is easy to open with the correct combination, but extremely hard to unseal without. Throughout this course, concepts of easy and hard, or computationally feasible and infeasible, will be used quite often. Easy means computable within a limited number of machine operations. Hard means the required number of operations or memory would exceed the computational resources available to humanity. These definitions can be intuitively understood in terms of time of computation with respect to the speed of modern processors. An easy task normally takes at most a few seconds, and a hard one takes more than a lifetime of the universe, as an example before. These terms have a formal definition in complexity theory, but for the scope of this course, a practical understanding will suffice.